Okay, let's talk about file system. What exactly is a file system? In case of Ubuntu or Linux, everything is a file. Everything is a file. Mouse connected to the machine is a file. If you are trying to talk to mouse, you can read that file and you are reading the data from the file. Okay? Even so in this Unix system, everything is a file. All right? So the root directory. And what is a file system? File system is a kind of way of organizing your data in which there are folders. So there is a default top level folder. The name of that folder is slash. Okay, the name of that folder is slash. Everybody is the children of that folder. Inside a folder, you can create more and more folders, and inside the folders, you can create files, or you can write your programs, you can upload your data, and so on. Okay, and in case you want to upload some data to here, so this is our Linux system. When you say pwd, you know your current working directory. Right now, I am in my home directory called slash home slash sandeepgiri 9034. Okay, and I say ls means show me the listing of all the files in this folder. Okay, ls shows all the files in this folder. All right, and rm deletes a file. Say for example, I'm trying to delete this particular file. Okay, so I could just say rm space pig and all right, so it has deleted that particular file. Let's say I want to delete all the files starting with pig underscore and ending with log. So I could say pig underscore asterisk dot log, which means I'm using a wildcard asterisk. It's not regular expression, but I'm just using a wildcard called asterisk. Okay, so now all the files starting with pig underscore and ending with dot log have been deleted. Okay, now under this, this is my home directory. Okay, you can see I am inside two label, home and then Sandeep Giri. You see that? Home underscore and then Sandeep Giri. If I say, okay, first of all, to change your directory, you could say cd. Okay, so let's say, and to see whether to see the details of the file, instead of saying ls, you could say ls minus l. All right, one step further and one step back. So we try to show you how to interact with the file system. Okay, so the only command we have used is ls and rm so far. Okay, so if you want to create your own directory, you could create, say, make directory 6fab. It says file already exists. Okay, so what should we do? We call it 6fab hdp. Okay, 6fab hpd, and so here you will see, if you say ls minus l, you want to see the details of the directory. You will see the details in this manner, where the first column is the permissions on this file. Okay, permissions we will discuss later. Then the owner of the file and the group of this file or folder. Okay, so 6fab is a file, while 6fab hpd is a directory. You can see d here, it means it's a directory. Okay, so we have just created a directory called 6fab hpd. Okay, inside this we can keep storing the data. Okay, all right, so basically whatever we are doing here, it's writing the data on the disk. Okay, so that even if the system reboots, this is going to be available again. if the data is not corrupted. Also, whatever we are doing right now, we are doing on the machine, a local machine, a machine called H1, H5. It's not on HDFS. It is on H5. H5.cloudxlab.com is a computer just like mine and yours. Okay, and on this we are logged in from remote and working on this. All right, it has no special hardware. It has actually very reasonable hardware. Okay, so we are connected to this and we are working on this machine. Now let's say we want to change directory back. So we first, what we did cd and this folder called 6fav hpd, right? If you want to go up, we say cd and then say dot dot. Dot dot means above directory. Okay, and cd dot means current directory, which means it has no effect at all on cd. Cd means change directory. Cd directory name. If the directory name is dot dot, it means you're talking about the parent, so it goes up. All right, if you want to see my present working directory, it is this. If I go one more level up and the pwd, I am in the home directory. Earlier I was here. Before that I was inside 6fab, which is inside this, and then I've gone one level up. Now if I go one more level up, I will hit the root. Okay, you see my present working directory pwd. Its present working directory. It shows that my current present working directory is slash. If I keep on doing this, it has no impact at all because I have reached the top level. Okay, I'm not going anywhere above this. All right, so I can't go above the present working directory. Perfect. Now here we are typing these commands, and what are these commands? Again, all of these commands are basically a file. You don't believe me? To find out where is this location, we say which ls. It says that ls is an alias and it is pointing to bin slash ls. Okay, now we can say ls minus l and provide the name of this file called bin slash ls, and you can see that it's a file. Okay, you can see it's a file with the following permissions. Okay, if you delete this file, nobody will be able to do ls on this machine. All right, so now we said ls so far. We could also say slash bin slash ls. Correct? This is the absolute location while calling a program. Or we could say dot dot slash dot dot and then bin and ls. All these three things mean the same thing. How? When we say ls, this command prompt will look into a variable. There is something called environment variable. Okay, it will look into the directory called bin slash bin directory that's defined as part of that variable. And so when you say ls, it's going to find out in the path where is this file located and will locate it by itself. Now, so either we could say ls or we could say slash bin slash ls in case we know exactly where our ls command exists. So, and this ls is nothing but a program. Like me and you can also create such program, and we will create such programs which we can be executed. Second, this bin slash ls is absolute path location of ls. All right, the most important part is that the file which you're trying to execute should have x here. It should have x. Okay, it should be in the executable mode. All right, so this is where we are now. The second format is very important. Whenever you refer to a file, you can also refer like parent slash parent. Slash means inside parent, go to this folder. Okay, so we say the way we have said, go to the root, then go to a directory called bin, and then go to ls. Okay, now everywhere this is how. Yes, Ashok. X means here, whenever you see X, X means executable. Okay, we will go in deep into the permissions, but just know that whenever you are creating your program, okay, you always refer to it as ls. Okay, let's say I have created called my hello. Okay, you see my hello.py. Okay, that's a little too big for us. Do I have a simple program? All right. So you have this program called te.py. I had written this program in Python. You don't need to learn Python for this. All it does is it reads a number. Okay. It reads a number call and then execute it. Okay. So if you want to execute this Python program, we could say Python te.py. Okay. And so it executed. And or you could say Python, and then we could say dot slash te.py. Okay, dot means current working directory. All right, so coming back to it. All right, so the way we executed ls command was either type ls, type bin slash ls, type dot slash um, dot slash bin slash ls. Okay, because extra does not have effect if you have already hit the root. Or you could go up, again you could go up. Now you see here it shows that you are at slash. Under that you could go bin. Now our present working directory is slash bin. Here we could say dot slash ls. Sounds good? So this is the way you refer to any file. All right. Now this is my home folder. Every user is given their separate home folder so that they don't spoil each other's data. Okay. Your home folder is only writable by you. My home folder is readable by everybody, so that in case you want to see my files, you can go to this folder and check out. Okay, this is my folder name. I'm copy pasting it. If you want to check out, you can do a cd into my folder, and then you can say cd this, and you'll be in my folder. And then you can see ls, because I have given the permission to everybody to execute. You can basically execute commands in my home folder. All right, let me just change the. All right, so right now we are in our home folder. So we always refer to a file using either the absolute path or the relative path. All right, so this is our command prompt. This is where we will be interacting with Hadoop. Okay, I prefer the command line way, though we have other viewers such as you, which provide you a UI with which you don't have to type the commands. Okay, but I prefer this way sometimes because it gives us a little more control. Okay, so along with this, you're also given Hadoop file system. And as we talked earlier, Hadoop file system is singular. Okay, file a file system which has many multiple machines to store data on, but there is a single name node. Okay, so right now we have h1.cloudxlab.com, which is the name node, and right now we are logged in onto h5.cloudxlab.com, which is one of the data nodes as well. Okay, so far today, whatever we have discussed about ls and every command, we only talked about local file system. Now, in case you want to interact with HDFS, The way you do is you say Hadoop and FS. It'll show you all possible commands you can you can execute on the HDFS. So you could say HDFS minus ls. What does ls do? You can see that it has these parameters. Okay. Also, you can say minus help and ls. It shows you that minus ls command. So the way to interact with HDFS is a Unix command called Hadoop FS. This needs to be installed. Okay, but we have already installed on the cloud, so we have all of this available for all of you. Okay, so we have Hadoop FS minus help, and if you do not type any help or anything, it'll give you the list of all the files, all the options on this. Okay, so getting back to it. So the way you execute, anyway, let me just close all of this so that we are no longer confused. Good. Now going back to my web terminal. All right. So we talked about how to execute commands, and on every command like ls, we can provide arguments. These are arguments which are given to your program. You remember, if you had worked on C or Java or anything, every program is supposed to have a main function, and in that main function you have arguments. These are those arguments. We are providing various kinds of switches or options or arguments on the command line after ls. Okay, so we can, if you want to convey more things to ls, we can provide those on the command prompt. Okay, if you want to see what are the options available on ls, we could say minus help. Okay, you can see that you can, all the details about this is available. Also, you can say man ls or man any command for finding out more information about ls. So every command is a file which is in executable mode. You can call it by either putting that name in the environment variable called path, okay, or you can call it by the way of absolute path or relative path. Okay, so if you don't want to call a program by absolute name or relative name, you can call it, if you can put that folder in your path by saying export path equals to $path, and then you can put the name of the folder. Right now I'm saying dot. Okay, that means my current folder is a part of my path, which means anywhere I am, if I want to execute some program from here, let's say mycmd.sh, this is one program I have created, so it has been launched. If we do not provide that, we should tell /mycmd.sh, which is the relative path from the current directory. Okay, so relative path and absolute path are very important, and most of the programs you can call by by using this. All right. Similarly, on the same lines, we always talk about Hadoop. We just showed you a command called Hadoop FS. Now this Hadoop is also a file. How do you find where is it located? Use a program called which basically tells where is this file located. Now we can check by using ls minus l and providing an argument that what is this file about. It shows us that it's a link. It's a link. Bin Hadoop is a link pointing to this big URL. Now, if I have to find out what is this URL, it shows that it's a file actually. Okay, now what is inside this file? Either we can start editing this file or use a very magical command called file. This command called file is very magical. It basically tries to understand what is there inside the program. Okay, it tries to understand from few bytes from the file and tries to decipher whether it's a binary program, it's a plain text, it's a SQL, or it's a Python, or it's C. Okay, so it has showed that it's a Bourne shell script. Okay, now similarly, if I say my cmd.sh, now it'll tell it's a shell command. If I say it's, and mind it, it's not trying to guess it based on the the what do you say, based on the suffix. Let's say I change widget.java's name to simply widgets. Okay, widgets, let's say J, I'm writing its name. Now even if now you can see, all right, it is saying that it's ASCII text, it's not Java. Let me, okay, so actually it's not, it's thinking that this Java program is not a proper program. Okay, let's just see what is there inside it. Okay, it shows that it has very long line. So basically, like my hello.py, let's see what it says. It's again, it says that it's a Python script. You can see that it's a Python script. All right, so that's the magic thing about this file command. It can tell you exactly what is there inside a file. All right, these are the few tricks I could tell you. So we found out that what is our Hadoop command. We first use which. Okay, similarly we can also find which Java are we using. It says, okay, your Java command is located here. We can see more details about this. It says that it's pointing to some other folder. Okay, then we go to that folder. Oh, this is again pointing to some other folder. All right, we say ls minus ls and jre bin java. Okay, it says that this is a proper one. Now this one we can use file command, and it says that it's a 64-bit LSB executable. It's a binary file. All right, so that's a magic thing about file command. It tells you what is there on a machine. All right, so this was a quick overview on the Linux command. All right, if you want to see what processes are running, so whenever you execute a command, it starts a program. This program, this program might be a long running process, or it might be a short running process. Okay, this program might be a long running process or might be a very short running process. Okay, but every program starts whenever you execute a command. Here on the prompt, it starts a program. What is a program? A file loaded into the memory and instructions being executed as mentioned in the file. Okay, so we tell the computer that, hey, my program is located in this file called ls. Okay, and please execute this ls. And this ls will do the job of finding all the folders in the current working directory and give you the list. Good. Now, moving ahead. So we talked about what is a process and how does it work. So when you start a process by executing a command, you can see that it will come in the PS, or it will come in something called PS tree. Okay, PS tree shows the whole structure of processes. This is not directory. These are processes. A process is again a kind of, say for example, I'm logged in right now. If I start a command, it is going to start a process which will be the child command of this command prompt. Okay, you can see, I'll show you ps minus u, and I'm saying that explicitly only show me the ps tree of only this user. It says that the parent process is bash and child process is ps tree. Why? Because ps tree itself is a command. Okay, so it shows that the bash is my shell. This place where I'm standing right now is running a process. Okay, this process is listening to my commands and I'm typing those commands. And therefore it says that bash is bourne shell, and this is basically a program which listens to my commands and executes those commands on the Unix. All right. So when you connect over SSH, you are basically given, you are uh, on your behalf, it executes a program called bash, which listens to your commands and executes them. And when I executed PS3, PS3 was basically a child process of a process called bash. And both these processes, bash and PS3, are owned by me. They are they represent my user ID. Anything they do, if they create a file, if they delete a file, anything they do, they are doing on my behalf. They cannot suddenly become root or somebody else so easily. Okay, though they can become sometimes. All right, now processes again, um, execute in the memory of the computer. When you run a program, when you type a command, what is actually happening? It reads the instructions from that command and loads it into the memory and then does the other work. All right, that's how the program happens. All right, so now we talked briefly about Hadoop command. Hadoop is also another command. Okay, Hadoop provides you many argument. You can see fs version jar. Let's check what is the version of Hadoop we are using. All right, it shows that we are using Hadoop 2.7. Okay, and this particular and the other details. Good. Now, next is that's our Hadoop version command. Then Hadoop fs command provides us with interaction with HDFS. All right. So the first and foremost command is -ls. -ls shows the listing of my data in my HDFS folder. HDFS also provides everybody a home directory. This is your home directory, just like our local home directory. So everybody clear about what is the difference between Hadoop fs -ls and ls? All right. So when we are on data nodes, okay, when we are on any other nodes, right now whenever we say ls, we are only going to talk to name node, right? We are only going to talk to name node. So when we say Hadoop fs -ls, it basically finds out who is our name node. And how does it find out? From the configuration folder. So every machine has a configuration folder called etc Hadoop. In this, you have conf, and in this, you have HDFS site. In this, it is clearly mentioned who is name node. Okay, it clearly mentions that who is our name node. Okay, so it shows that the data node is located on local machine, and okay, and you can see that the other properties of the HDFS is defined here. Let me try to find out where is that location. Yes, you can see that here we have defined the name of the name node. So this machine knows this Hadoop FS command will go to this particular file and find out the host name of the name node. Okay, so it will find out the host name of name node and talk to the name node and find out the list of files in my home directory. Okay, you can see that my home directory is /user/Sandeep9034. We have created a user name in HDFS with your same ID, same login which we have provided to you. Okay, all right. So now again in the HDFS itself, the folder structure is there. So you can see that when I say Hadoop fs -ls, I can optionally provide a folder name, meaning show me the list of files in HDFS in this folder. Right now you can see these are the folders. All right. Now you can see clearly the difference between ls and slash. This one is only showing me the local Unix machine folder. Okay, had there been no Hadoop, still second command will work, this command will not work. Okay, because ls-l is as if you are going to this folder, this machine's local folder, and then giving the list. And you can see the visible difference. Here there are only 7, 8 folders, 9 folders, and here there are 128 folders. Okay, you can see that. All right. Okay, so in this case, I'm talking to this command, Hadoop command is our gateway. This is that client driver. You remember? We talked about client driver again and again. This is that command which contains the driver. All right. And this is our gateway to talking to HDFS. So Hadoop fs-ls essentially talks to the name node and gives us the list. Okay. So right now we talked about how to execute a command, how to provide various arguments to it. What if we have to pass the output of one command to another? Okay. What if we want to pass the output of one command to another? All right. So let's first understand that there is a command called WC. What does WC? WC does a very simple job. It basically does the word counting. We say this something and this, and when I end it, how do we end it? Press Control D. As soon as you press Control D, it prints number of lines, number of words, and number of characters. So WC takes the input from the user and then counts the number of lines and words and characters and prints onto the screen. Now we talked about two things: ls, which lists the files, and wc. Wc, anything you type in, it basically counts number of characters, number of words, and number of lines. All right. Now let's say you want to count number of characters, number of words, and number of letters in the ls output, meaning the data given to you by ls, you want to give it to WC. Okay, you want to give it to WC. All right, one way could be that you save this data inside a file. Okay, how do you save some data inside a file? By putting the arrow like this, and we can say my list. Now inside my list, all the output of ls has gone. You can see that all the output of ls has gone into this file. It's a file that contains the output of ls. Did you notice this? Now, okay, now we could say wc my list, and it has counted number of characters inside my list, number of words, and number of lines. Make sense to you? But this is too clumsy. For every program, we are passing, first creating the file, and then we are passing that file to another one, and so on. What if ls and wc we could stitch together? We could say ls and then pipe and wc. Now, here is the magic that happens. The output of ls starts going into wc. The output of ls command starts going into wc. And you see the magic? It does the counting for you instantaneously. Furthermore, please note, furthermore, you can pipe the output like this. And you can keep on doing it again and again. All right. So basically, the output of ls went to wc. wc counted the number of characters, words in the output of ls. Similarly, the output of wc, which is this, went to another wc, and you can see it has counted 24 characters. From the beginning, it's counting the spaces as well, and therefore it's saying there are 24 characters, 3 words, and a single line. So that's pretty much about piping. So any program which takes the input from you, okay, any program which takes the input from you can take the input from another program. Similarly, let's say you're executing a command called grab Sandeep. It's going to find only the lines which contain the word called Sandeep. Now, if I say Sandeep Giri and I say Leela, in case of Leela, it did not print anything. Instead, while in case of Sandeep Giri, it printed something. All right. So you could pipe the output of ls, okay, to grep. Grep is a command which looks for a word in the input and then print only those lines which contain the particular word. Let's say I said grep x, it has only printed the lines, it has only printed the lines which contain the letter x. Okay? So that's the magic about the piping. The output of ls went into grep and grep did something. Now, we could do some more thing. We could say grep a, and you can see the a is contained in so many words. Now we can take a one step further, pipe the output of grep into sort. It sorted the data. You can see that it has sorted the data. All right. And you could further go ahead and say unique. Unique basically finds the unique words in in the data which is ordered. If the data is not sorted, unique does not work. All right. So here right now all files are unique. Therefore, there is not much of a difference. Okay, so this is a quick case of sorting, piping. So we pipe the data output of ls to grep, where only those lines that contain a were printed out, and then we pipe the output of this this pipeline, the current pipeline, to sort, which sorted the data, and then we passed it to unique. Okay, and we could also have done WC. So you could rearrange these pipelines and create really, really complex systems. And that is the wonderful thing about Unix. This is the powerful thing about Unix. And you will see further that we will exploit all of these commands to run MapReduce and to do MapReduce in a single shot rather than writing a lot of code. Okay, you will see all of this. How do we do word count in using Hadoop streaming? using command cells. So this way we pipeline, and you will see the magic of pipelining as we go ahead, and we will exploit all of this to run MapReduce and see how we can utilize the available Unix utilities to do big data journey. Great. So moving on, let me now talk about HDFS a little bit more. Okay, so what we will do is we will first upload a file. First, create a local file. Let me just create a local file. I'm creating a local file called 6fab hdfs file.txt. I'm using nano editor. I'm typing, say, this is my data, and this is really, really secret. Okay, and I'm control X and Y and enter. Now this data is saved. Okay, now let's upload this file into my home folder in HDFS. Okay, let's first check what is there in my home folder in HDFS. I'm saying Hadoop FS minus ls. So this one talks to HDFS, which is the name node, and gets me the list. Okay, and keep in mind that when I say Hadoop FS minus ls, it's going to talk to the name node. All right, now let's say I want to upload a file, the recently created file. We say copy from local. I'm copying the data from my local folder and uploading it, okay, uploading into my home folder in HDFS. Since I have not provided a destination in this, it will copy this local file into my home folder in HDFS. Okay, so right now we are interacting with HDFS using our from our H5. Okay, if we log in into H6 or H4, if we log in into H4, still the we will be able to talk to the HDFS in the same manner, because name node is same for all. Name node for H4, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, for everyone name node is same. Therefore, if you want to upload a file, okay, into HDFS, it's going to be the same folder everywhere. All right, let me just show you that even if you log in from Hue is running on H4, and Hue is a web-based interface to talk to Hadoop. So Hue internally is making a call to Hadoop FS. Okay, and you can see that the file has been uploaded here. My home directory in case of HDFS is this, while in the local folder it was this. It was slash home slash this. Okay, now you could see, let me sort the data by date. You could see that this file has been created. All right, this file has been created. All right, now after uploading the file, I deleted my local file, and I want to see what is there in the file on the web, on the HDFS. So I say Hadoop fs minus cat. All right, so that was pretty much about hands-on with respect to the HDFS.